Hey, Jim Parquet here with VPX Baseball, and today I'm going to take you through our walkthrough drill, right? Probably seen this drill a lot on social media or done it yourself, and it's a very basic drill, but it gets the lower half engaged. It keeps you stacked or teaches you how to stay stacked into foot strike with a little movement, and really takes a stationary static T drill and puts a little movement into it, which is correlating more towards an actual game, right? So I'm going to start, I've got my VPX harness on, right? You can do it clipped or unclipped, right? If you're doing it unclipped, most guys are just putting their bungees right here, they're clipping them, right? So they're down, and then you just clip them in. That way you don't have to take your harness off and on all the time, right? So I'm going to clip in right here. It takes about maybe 5-10 seconds to get ready and locked and loaded, right? So this harness is very powerful, used by a ton of the teams at the big league level, over 100 NCAA programs, and some of the biggest names in the game. And the reason why is because it's a movement-based harness, right? So a training system. So what it does is, if I become unstacked, if I go at it with my front shoulder, if I fly open too early, if I don't get my front foot down before I initiate rotational thrust, any energy breakdown, this is going to pull my back heel off the ground, which tells me there's a movement-based issue going on, right? It gives me that good feel so I can understand not only what's going wrong, but when it's going wrong, right? Now, if I don't feel the bungees, then I know everything is optimized, and that's obviously the goal of this, okay? So I'm gonna get here, and what I always tell guys is kind of put your bat about right here, okay? So you can kind of get lined up with that, and the righty will be this way. And I'm gonna start behind the cone, because what I'm gonna do is, and I like to get guys to be right here with their bat, right? So you bring it up, right? So you can get kind of some good movement. So we're gonna go here, put your foot on the cone, separate, and then swing. Now when you come up, okay, when you come up, so you're just pointing right here. When I come up, I'm gonna come up right here. I'm not gonna come up and be loaded, okay, already, because then what you're gonna be is disproportionate, because if I come up this way, I'm already gonna be disproportionate and created the upper half portion of my separation, which we don't want because that's not sequence, and then we're gonna wrap, right? Check out our other videos on sequencing and all of that, and you'll find out why, okay? So I'm gonna get here, kind of point, and feel good about that. I'm gonna get my barrel down here, 2 hands, and I'm gonna bring it up, 1, separate, 2, swing, okay? Now I rolled on that. The reason why I rolled is once I started the initiation of the hips, I felt the bungees pull me because I was going this way, becoming unstacked, which got me out and then around, which is the roll. And when you're swinging in a game, that's usually what happens. Now those people are like, well, your T is out front too much, okay? We're trying to train not only the front portion of our OPC, optimal point of contact, right, where we can do damage, but we're also going to train the back portion too, right? The further back it is, the more the ball goes this way. The further up front, the more it kind of goes this way. And you'll have kind of a stop loss where you can't get it and you can't get it, so to speak. But we want to enhance that, right? You don't just want to put it in one position like we see all the time. Every time I see this and kids just doing it, I'm wondering to myself, are you moving that back and forth to understand, or are you just right there? Because if you were just right here, us good pitchers call you a stat pattern, because this is basically, you don't have much room for error. And when we start to put some spice, a little velo, a little movement, breaking pitch behind it, we can command it. We're going to pretty much dominate you, right? So we want to train all portions. As big league hitters hit this pitch out front, right in here, okay? So again, I'm going to start right here, get my front foot back behind, right here. 1, don't load, just right here, I'm still stacked. 2, stacked, and then I'm not going to go at it this way, I'm just going to rotate. And there it was, a nice line drive to second base. Stayed behind that because I was stacked, right? Stayed back behind it, created my launch angle early, barrel got in early, and stayed there long, okay? Again, right here, okay? 1, 2, go. Nice, I feel good, I feel behind that pitch, right? So you work that, you'll see as the more that you go this way at it, the more that I get unstacked, the more that I prematurely rotate, you'll roll a lot more. You'll have to do too much to get to that. You won't stay behind it. Now we'll start to work the back portion, right? And obviously the further back this ball goes, the more I want to go here. So as a lefty, I want to hit this right over the shortstop, second base to shortstop. Righty, obviously you go the opposite side. And I really want to do damage with this pitch. I don't want to sit here and be this guy that just lifts. Man, if a pitcher leaves the ball up in a good hitting count, man, you want to be able to smash this. Now ultimately, this is where you get this, right about in here. But say we're not always on time, but you still have an opportunity to really hit this ball if you train that deep portion along with the front portion of your swing, right? So we're gonna get there, we're gonna point again, boom, okay? We're gonna go one, stacked, go. Now I roll. The reason why I roll is because I went forward and then my barrel is too much drag. It's barrel lag, it's a barrel drag, and then I have to do that to get to the ball because I'm gonna compete. There's that bad swing, okay? The harness was telling me all along, hey dude, you're out front, because it was pulling, I was trying to work behind it. Bad tempo, bad swing, bad everything. 643, thanks for coming, right? So again, here we go. One, stay stacked, boom. There it is. That's right to shortstop over his head. Felt good about that, right? Last one here as we work the deeper portion, and you can kind of find where you're at, okay? One, go. Good, good. I feel like I could do damage there, right? So again, hopefully you like this video, right? Hopefully this drill will help you out. And check out our other videos on our website, as well as we got a full line of products to get you to the big leagues.